Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but before that, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. First call, Trevor Lawrence would have been against a trade to Pittsburgh, T. Higgins contract update. Tuesday's first call has Trevor Lawrence's reaction to the trade rumors about the Pittsburgh Steelers checking in on his status in Jacksonville. We also have an update on the contract situation of a Steelers AFC North rival. Plus, Sidney Crosby leads a list of current and former Penguins who played big roles in the Four Nations face-off results Monday. Glad it amounted to nothing even if there was some fire to the smoke about the Steelers allegedly calling Jacksonville to inquire about Trevor Lawrence's availability in a trade. It sounds like the Jaguars quarterback would have exercised his no-trade clause to block it. Speaking with Kay Adams on FanDuel TV, Lawrence said his preference is to stay in Jacksonville even if the Steelers did have an interest in acquiring him. I have a no-trade clause in my contract. I would know about it if I was getting traded. If that was something that was going to happen, I'd have to be on board with it. Which I'm not, Lawrence said. We want to win a Super Bowl here. I think we can do that. I don't want to leave Jacksonville. I'm happy here. Obviously, not going to Pittsburgh. Lawrence says he's confident that no one currently within the Jacksonville offices leaked that story. But the former number 1 overall draft pick says he can't speak to whether or not Pittsburgh really did have an interest. I have no idea. I know that we weren't involved in conversations about that, Lawrence said. I don't know about the Steelers' desires and wants. I like Coach Mike Tomlin. He's a good guy. But, no, I'm set here. We love Jacksonville. This is home for us. There's a lot more on the football side that we've yet to accomplish here. I'm excited about what we're building. The future is very bright. In comments, new Jaguars coach Liam Cohen tried to assure Lawrence that the story was not coming from anyone currently inside the Jags organization. No tea time for Pittsburgh? For those hoping the Steelers might get a crack at signing T. Higgins in free agency, another roadblock is going up on that front. According to SI.com's James Rapien, the Bengals plan on placing the non-exclusive franchise tag on the receiver for a second straight season. The tag window officially opens Tuesday. It stays open through March 4th. That means another team, such as the receiver-starved Steelers, could negotiate a long-term deal with Higgins. However, it would cost them 2 first-round picks if the Bengals didn't match the contract. Don't expect that. If Higgins signs the franchise tag and plays on it, he will make $26.18 million this year. However, the Bengals could tag him and try to reach a long-term deal. That's something that Rapien says is increasingly likely. The 26-year-old had 73 catches for 911 yards and 10 touchdowns in 2024. Rapien adds that Higgins changed agents in December, moving on from David Mulugheta. He signed with Rocky Arsenault and Caitlin Aoki of Alliance Sports. In 8 career games against the Steelers, Higgins has 41 catches for 697 yards. That's the most for him against any team in the NFL in his career. Ricky Rack's axed Penguins forward Rickard Rakell didn't play for Team Sweden during Monday night's 2-1 win over Team USA in the Four Nations face-off. He and Mika Zibanejad were both scratched with a reported illness, according to Dan Rosen of NHL Network. Austin Matthews and Matthew Tkachuk didn't play either. Both are dealing with lingering injuries. Brady Tkachuk left the game against the Swedish team midway as well with a lower body injury. Pens coach Mike Sullivan, who is coaching Team USA, said that he doesn't anticipate Brady Tkachuk's injury will be a problem when it comes to him suiting up against Canada. He only took 5 shifts. Did Steelers CB Joey Porter Jr. have a disappointing second season? When the Steelers selected Joey Porter Jr. 32nd overall in 2023, they did so envisioning him as a cornerstone player. In the younger Porter, they hoped they were getting a lockdown coverage player, and he does have those traits. but through 2 seasons, he has 2 interceptions and 17 passes defensed. Despite facing more targets in 2024, he got his hands on the football even less. So if his rookie season was about promise, was Porter's second season with the Steelers a disappointment? Objectively speaking, there really isn't anything he did better in 2024 than he did as a rookie. He didn't make more plays, though he had 1 more tackle for loss. Perhaps he was more involved in tackles in the run game. But he missed more tackles, and he allowed a much higher completion percentage. He made fewer plays on the ball, and he was very highly penalized. Joey Porter Jr. still has a very bright future for the Steelers, but he didn't take a second-year leap. HC Mike Tomlin often talks about that second year being so critical, but in Porter's case, he merely retained the ground he had already gained, if anything. Some might even argue that he regressed a bit in some areas. One person I'm confident would say that he had a disappointing season is Joey Porter Jr. himself. Hard Knocks captured him telling former Steelers DB coach Grady Brown that he would be a whole new player next season. He knows there is so much he could have done better, with so much more to work on. But this isn't about his future, rather, it's about his immediate past. In that he did not progress during his second season, arguably, one could posit that Joey Porter was a disappointment for the Steelers in 2024. That is just one small part of the assessment for moving forward, though. And whether he improved or not, the goal remains the same, always improving, always growing. Trevor Lawrence addresses Pittsburgh Steelers trade rumors from Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars won the tank for Trevor sweepstakes by landing the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. In doing so, they selected the consensus top-ranked prospect, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, who became a college football playoff national champion at the end of the 2018 season at Clemson University. Lawrence was expected to help turn around a franchise that had the NFL's worst record in 2020, and he did lead them to a playoff appearance in 2022, but the Jaguars haven't returned since. Now, after yet another coaching change, some have speculated about the Jaguars trading their franchise QB this offseason, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have reportedly already registered some interest. While the Pittsburgh Steelers may have some interest in adding the former Pro Bowl quarterback, there's been no indication that the Jacksonville Jaguars want to move on from the face of the franchise. In fact, Trevor Lawrence was recently asked on the Up and Adams show with Kay Adams about the Steelers trade rumors that would send him from Jacksonville to Pittsburgh this offseason. To no surprise, Lawrence shot down the idea of a trade to the Steelers. As he noted, Lawrence has a no-trade clause, so if he doesn't want to leave Duval, then the Jaguars won't be trading him this offseason or in the future. Yet, that won't prevent teams from making trade inquiries on the 25-year-old anyway. And you, fan? What do you think of Trevor Lawrence's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.